during the burial ceremony of Raila Odinga's bodyguard. And I hope you would play that clip. Ruto said that, you know, Sifuna, I'm a founder member of this party, ODM. And if you continue attacking me, I'll call a meeting where you will be disciplined.
Vision of this standoff at ODM. Is this the end of ODM as we know it, or not? Or the end of Sifuna himself?
Thank you, Trevor. Though I came late, I was following the happenings here, and I listened to the submissions by my colleagues. Of course, I was following online. And I can tell you, Trevor, that the removal of Sifuna has nothing to do with ODM. It has everything to do with William Ruto. And I'm going to tell you why. During the burial ceremony of Raila Odinga's bodyguard, and I hope you would play that clip, Ruto said that, you know, Sifuna, I'm a founder member of this party, ODM. And if you continue attacking me, I'll call a meeting where you will be disciplined. Trevor, that meeting was called by President Ruto yesterday, just as he promised during the burial of Raila Odinga's bodyguard. So it has nothing to do with Sifuna departing from the party position of ODM. It has nothing to do with anything to do with ODM. It has everything to do with William Ruto as he promised during that particular ceremony. And it is there, and you can play that particular clip. So the meeting finally happened yesterday at the behest of President Ruto. But one thing that has really disappointed me with Honorable Amodende and my brother Nyamori here, you know, I was trying to listen to what they were saying, and I was trying to see whether at least either of them would talk about, you know, principles, you know, whether somebody can be principled as a leader or even as a citizen. They have no place for that. For them, Sifuna has to blame for everything. I mean, because he did not follow the party position, because he has been contradicting everything that is agreed. None of them was fair to Sifuna. You know, where is the place of principles in this country? Can't somebody be principled? Nobody considered that Sifuna could have just been, principled, and that is why he held on to the position that ODM had not joined government, even when Baba himself was alive. Because this is not something that Sifuna started when Baba passed on, basically 4 months ago. And anybody who has been following Sifuna, even when he appears on shows here, he has been saying, and I didn't hear the two colleagues again talk about the important, you know, the coming together of UDA and ODM was based on something that they called the 10-point agenda. And I have listened to Sifuna very well. And he says, and it is true, it has a deadline. He has been asking, has the 10-point agenda been addressed? Because that was the basis of the coming together of UDA and ODM. But looking, hearing, listening to my friends, I mean, the 10-point agenda is nowhere. Sifuna was just supposed to follow. And Sifuna, when he read this particular agreement, because as Secretary General then, and he said that he was very careful to read, to see what the coming together of the two particular formations were, what it was, and he said, and what it was not. Now, the difference between Sifuna and those who threw him out yesterday is that those who threw him out are concentrating more on what the agreement was not. And, ignoring completely what it was. But quickly, I have heard, Nyamori say that Sifuna can only join village parties, and he has given an example of Jubilee. I do not belong to Jubilee. But Trevor, to be fair, how many members did Jubilee have pre-2022? Very many members. In fact, Nyamori should know. If Jubilee was a big party then, and it is a small party now, by looking at the members of the National Assembly. That is exactly the same fate that is going to befall ODM. ODM might be very big in the two houses now, but I can bet.
Yeah.
By the way, from the way ODM is conducting his business, by the time we go for elections, ODM will be a very small party, and I dare say it will be a Luo party, and it will not actually control the whole of Luo Nyanza.
So why are you blaming President William Ruto on this, and yet it was the National Executive Council that met in Mombasa and made this resolution, and they read it themselves?
But Trevor, I have told you that President Ruto promised that was going to happen. When Sifuna appeared here in this station, I think last week, and when he had an interview here last week, he said that most of the activities that ODM has been carrying out have not been funded by ODM. And that is on record. He said it here.
And the other members came out and
in this particular media station.
Governors themselves.
That's fine. But Sifuna said it. Sifuna has been the Secretary General of the party, and I think I heard him say that he's a signatory to the account. And that the amounts that were being spent, there was parallel funding, if I were to quote his words. So where is the parallel funding coming from? Of course, from the person who promised that he would call. He said he would call for a meeting of that party. Yes.
Isn't that just speculation?
It's not speculation.
No. But he may have said that. He said that in the speaking to Yvonne.
Yes.
But he did not disclose who is funding it. He said that it's parallel funding. It's true. But some of the ODM members said that it's some of their governors who are funding all these things that they are doing in different places. How are you putting this at the desk?
In fact,
it is not an ODM member. That's what
if somebody said that the governors have been funding this, actually, Manzo and I have a job to do. Because I don't think there is any allocation to governors to fund the parties.
Yeah.
I think Manzo and I think I may want to see you behind the tent to actually maybe give us more information, because Manzo and I have a job to do. The governors who have been funding this then should come to the Senate, should appear before the Senate and answer several queries.
The governors themselves say that the senators are extortionists. Are you extortionists?
Of course I'm not. They have not even mentioned my name. But bringing that here, Trevor, I mean, Adan Duale once said, and I remember he was addressing Isaac Ruto when Isaac Ruto was governor for Bomet. And Isaac Ruto was like, he was the chair of the Council of Governors that time. And he was promoting the kind of idea that governors are now promoting, that they do not want to be accountable. Adan Duale said, si pesa za mama yako. The governors are being called before the Senate committees to answer queries regarding public resources allocated to them. I mean, they cannot say that when they are asked questions. And I like the way the chair of the County Public Accounts Committee, the Honorable Senator Kajwang, said, if you do your things right, if you expend the money sent to you in the right way, why would you have a problem appearing before the Senate? Why would you accept to be extorted if you have done things in the right way? Trevor, this is like somebody saying, I am demanding that the fire in hell be reduced because we are burning too much when we come there. Why are you sinning? If you don't sin, you not go to hell. Why are you complaining? Why would you want the intensity of fire in hell reduced if you are following the commandments of God? I mean, that is what I think the governors are doing.
Come back and talk about that conversation.